Case File PC00201. The first irregularity was not a scream, a footprint, or a body. It was paperwork, arriving warm to the touch, as if someone had carried it under their coat through a storm that had not yet happened. The Twilight Registry received the file at 3:17 in the morning. No courier signed the desk log. No camera saw a delivery. Still, there it was. 8 pages, damp at the corners, smelling faintly of basement lime and old roses. Across the top, someone had written, "The house that filed a missing person report." The ink was brown until the archivist turned on the lamp. Then it darkened to red. "We record what follows because ordinary agencies require ordinary causes. The registry exists for the remainder, the door that has no address, the town that remembers a different map, the witness whose shadow gives a more accurate statement than the witness does." The local authorities had already sealed the scene. They used yellow tape, then plywood, then chain. By sunrise, every barrier had been opened from the inside. The lock cylinders were intact. The nails had been pushed outward in neat rows. One deputy described it as the building politely undressing itself. Witness Statement 1 came from Miro Vale, who lived across the road and had not slept through a full night since October. She said the place made sounds like a throat clearing before bad news. She saw lights move behind windows that had been boarded for 12 years. She saw a child-shaped hand press against the attic glass, palm first, fingers too long, then vanish when she whispered a prayer she did not remember learning. The registry field team entered at noon. Noon is preferred in cases where darkness behaves competitively. The house ignored the preference. Inside, the air was blue-black and cold enough to ache in the teeth. Dust lay on every surface except the staircase, where hundreds of bare footprints climbed upward and none came down. Evidence item A was recovered from the kitchen table, a cassette recorder without batteries, playing a room tone from somewhere underwater. Beneath the hiss, a woman counted backward from 40. Each time she reached 31, she began to cry. Each time she reached 28, a second voice whispered, "Not yet." By the second hour, the team understood that the structure was not haunted in the common sense. A haunting repeats. This was revising. Measurements changed when written down. A hallway listed as 12 feet became 19 when photographed, and 7 when remembered. Agent Corrin sketched the downstairs plan 3 times. The third sketch included a nursery none of them had entered. Inside that drawn nursery was a crib. Inside the actual nursery, when they found it, there was no crib, only a circle of teeth arranged on the floor with the roots pointing outward. Lab analysis later confirmed the teeth belonged to 31 different adults. None were dead. Most complained of jaw pain the following morning. The case escalated when the house began using names. It spoke through plumbing first, syllables rising through the drains in bubbles, then through the vents, then through the fillings in Agent Corrin's molars. It asked for someone named Elise. No resident, owner, contractor, officer, or neighbor had that name. At 4:04 p.m., the unborn daughter of Marin Vale kicked hard enough to crack the screen of the fatal monitor at Briar Clinic. Her planned name, according to the mother, was Elise. At this point, the registry shifted from observation to containment. Salt failed. Iron discolored. Recorded prayers played backward regardless of device orientation. The only effective measure was silence. When no one spoke, the walls settled. When anyone whispered, the house grew rooms around the sound. Agent Corin volunteered for the final interior sweep. His body camera shows him entering the attic where the child hand had appeared. The footage is clean until the last 4 minutes. He finds a row of filing cabinets built into the rafters. Each drawer is labeled with a family name from the county. Inside are birth certificates, death certificates, school pictures, ultrasound prints, and apology letters signed by people who insist they never wrote them. The drawer marked Vale is empty, except for a fresh missing person report. The missing person is Elise Vale. Date of disappearance, 6 months from now. Last seen, asleep in a yellow room. Suspected abductor, residence itself. Corin reads the page aloud before he remembers the silence protocol. The attic lengthens. The rafters flex like ribs. Something below begins climbing the stairs with bare, wet feet. The camera catches one final image. Not a monster, not a ghost, but a small white door opening in the floor where no door had been. Behind it is a yellow room lit by morning sun. Corin did not return through the attic hatch. At 5:12 p.m., he walked out the front door, carrying an infant wrapped in a registry evidence bag. The infant was breathing. The infant was 6 months old. The infant had Maren Vale's eyes and a hospital bracelet dated for the following winter. No one on site spoke for 9 minutes. The house made no sound except a slow settling in the walls like satisfaction. The child was placed under registry protection. Maren Vale was informed only that the danger had been deferred. She asked whether deferred meant prevented. The interviewing agent did not answer because the nursery window across the road had begun to fog from the inside. Final note. The property was demolished 3 days later. The debris was hauled to 5 separate landfills. In each location, workers reported finding a single, intact interior door painted pale yellow. Each door was warm. Each had a new brass plate engraved with a name not yet assigned to any living child in the county. The registry advises that if a building files paperwork about you, do not correct the spelling. Do not sign receipt. Do not say the name aloud. Some houses are not places. Some are clerks for whatever waits beneath the floorboards of time, stamping approved on the lives it has already taken.